Hey everyone, welcome back. My name is Tori. If you're new here, I have a little bit of a different video for you this week. I couldn't decide between two videos. I wanted to show you what I plan to stock up on, but I also wanted to give you an update on a pantry video I did a few weeks back, so you might see some meals too. We are on a rainy day here to Shields, and I wanted to show you some things in the camping aisle that I will be stocking up on. Now, I know not everybody has a Shields, but a lot of people have access to these freeze-dried hiking packs, and you could get these at Walmart, REI. Cabela's is another good place. I've even seen these in different seasons at the Dollar Tree. Of course, you can order these online, but I will be stocking up on some freeze-dried food. I don't have a freeze dryer. I honestly don't plan to purchase a freeze dryer. If a company sent me one, I of course would not be opposed to it, but I would try and get a little giveaway going so one of you could get one too. But I just like to stock up on camping meals like this. I have my favorites, but Shields here in Colorado, I think they're in some other states too, has this great variety, and it doesn't have like an incredible sodium content, but they can be a little bit pricey. So I'm gonna grab 3 of these. I grabbed some curry, I grabbed some grass-fed bison stroganoff, and I grabbed a chili as well. But there are so many different kinds. They cater to every diet, and I think they're great to have. I like the ones that come in those Mylars because all you have to do is put hot water in there and just cook it and eat it out of there. So you don't need to bring any utensils or anything like that. So I'm just showing you the variety that I have. These are more on the cheaper sides, the adventure meals, and you can find these at Walmart. And then on the bottom here is what I wanted to show you, and they are freeze-dried packs. So there's multiple meals in there. You could do breakfast, lunch, and dinner, or they have these base camp mega packs, and they're like $160, but it comes with a lot of food, like 72 hours worth of food for 5 people, which is pretty awesome. So that would be good to have in your prepper pantry. And then I did see across the aisle here something that has been on my list, and I was excited to find it. It's this Stanley pour-over set. But before we show that, I'm going to show you the Drava drip. And I have this, you just put it right into a mug and it just filters your coffee. So it's really light, easy, and very compact to take with you. But I had my eyes on this Stanley pour over set, and it's really awesome. It's like $40, and you can do the exact same thing as that little, I don't know what to call it, a coffee filter that I showed you before. And then the Solo stove. My husband actually has some sort of program going on where he can order one at work. He has to earn it, but that is next on our list. And then, of course, over here, I found some water filtration. So there are many varieties of water filtration. I try and stock up on just about any of them. Of course, we have plenty of Life Straws, but I just love the variety here at Shields. I know Cabela's has a pretty incredible one as well, and I've noticed that that variety has just gotten a lot bigger in these recent years. So definitely check those out. Of course, they have different micro filters. They have those Life Straws. They even have water bottles that essentially is a Life Straw, so you just drink right through it. So I was showing you those. They can be pretty pricey though. And then over here, I saw some water containers that are collapsible, and that's what I suggest having in your prepper pantry, just in case you have to go out and about to find your water to filter out. But yeah, they have collapsible buckets that are really cool, or you could just get these classic blue totes that I feel like everyone grew up on, or maybe you still have them in your prepper pantry or camping gear. And then these bottles here, always nice to have because they are collapsible as well, so very easy and lightweight. And then I did see these giant Solo stoves. I guess that would be more for an outdoor scenario. Those are super pricey though. If anyone has a Solo stove, let me know. Right, and that is what I stocked up on this week. Now moving on to the meals. Again, I know it's a random video, but I wanted to just show you, and I couldn't decide between the two. So pantry meals this week, meals that we're not going to the grocery store, we're not buying anything. I have some chicken breasts in a can. I have some of this Good Culture cottage cheese. I found this for like 90 cents at Kroger. I just ended up freezing it. It is the organic variety, and I'm going to make some sort of buffalo mac and cheese, but we're going to do a protein-rich one. So I have some great northern beans, some very flimsy celery here from the garden, so that's probably why it's not doing the best, but that's okay. We're going to use it anyways. I have some hot wing sauce, and then I have some green onions. So my idea here is to make a buffalo chicken dip, and then you can use it for whatever you want. I'm going to put pasta in mine and make it a mac and cheese. So I put half of that thawed out cottage cheese in there, and I put the rinsed and drained beans in there. I'm just taking my immersion blender and I'm trying to get it the consistency of like a soft cream cheese. And then what I end up doing is adding my seasonings to this mixture. So I add my salt, my garlic powder, and my hot sauce right to this. Whenever I'm making my buffalo chicken dip, I never add ranch. I just add typically what's in ranch. So I add dill to this, I add chives, I add a little bit of milk towards the end, and I add a sour element. So what you didn't see is adding a little bit of a lemon juice. You could absolutely use vinegar if you wanted to, but I'm trying to mimic that buttermilk ranch flavor with my buffalo chicken dip. So it's nice to have these little staples on hand. I will say I'm utilizing my freezer, so this isn't a shelf stable meal, but it's a budget friendly meal. And I feel like because grocery store prices are incredible right now, if you can cook from home, just use up what you have. I think that's really what is going to get us through this time of inflation, at least. So I hope these will help out. Don't forget to drop your favorite recipes down below when you are trying to use up what you have on hand. Or maybe you did something recently that maybe is outside of the box and we would love to hear about it. So if you don't mind dropping those recipes, I'm sure everyone would really enjoy that content. All right, and I'm using this crock pot here. I don't know if a lot of you have even been here this long, but probably a few years back, maybe 3, I did a lead test on some of my crock pots, and you can just get them on Amazon, really anywhere. And 2 of my crock pots, yes, I had 3, came back and the lead was high, and I decided to throw them out. I did not donate them, but yeah, this one stood strong. And the other week I found those lead tests and I did them over again, and this crock pot is still good. So yeah, I'm trying my best not to scratch the bottom of it because that would definitely not help the lead issue. But I wanted to let everyone know, just in case you haven't tested your crock pot, or maybe you use an Instant Pot and just avoid it all with stainless steel. I've seen crock pots out there made of clay, and yeah, I just wanted to talk about that quickly before we do this crock pot meal. So I added all of my chicken in there, all of my buffalo mixture, and now I'm using my kitchen shears to just do some green onion in there. And then I was so lazy, I did it to my celery too. No, my knives were super dirty, so I just did what I could with what I had. I'm going to stir this up and go low and slow for like 6 hours, and then that's when I add the rest of my ingredients. So I am adding a half a pound of pasta, but you could also add quinoa to this. I have just served it with chips. I've used it as a base on a pizza before. You could even put this in a sandwich. Honestly, there are so many different ways that you could use this dip. You could put it in a zucchini boat if you're a low carb type of person, but it's a very versatile, and it's definitely a staple when we are shelf cooking, pantry cooking, whatever you want to call it.
I cannot beat you. No, I won't have it, babe. Not playing this game. I do not feel you. I'm not crossing that tape. It would be a shame. So listen, baby, listen carefully, 'cause I got something to say.
If you watch my other channel, you probably have seen this one already, but I could not help adding it in there. I promise I don't like to repeat certain recipes on each channel, but this one had to go in. I have some thawed out bison here that we got from down the road. They have a nice farm. I have some bell pepper and green onion, and we are going to make a chili, but we're not going to put tomatoes in it just because my husband doesn't like them. So I'm using this Amy's organic chili. They were on sale at Kroger for 99 cents last week. I did not show that haul yet, but I will be doing that here very soon. The ingredients are minimal. The only thing in there is like a high oleic sunflower oil, which is a seed oil, but you can't beat that price for Amy's chili. So if you stock canned items, that's a good one to find. I also put some white beans in here to make my meat stretch, and I'm just going to put this in a stock pot and bring everything to a simmer after I cook the ground beef here, and I end up just taking the grease out with my paper towel trick and let everything simmer low and slow for about an hour. I ended up serving it with some cornbread, and I will say I will try and type these recipes out for you, so check the description box just in case this is going a little bit too quickly, but I wanted to keep the video pretty short since I was just having an issue deciding on what I wanted to show you today. And then last on the list is a very easy one, and I will say a lot of these meals seem a bit lazy, and that is because I have been one-handed recently with my almost 4-month-old. She's just getting a little bit fussy, so it's easier for me to make these one-dish meals. Of course, I would like to boil pasta on the side, but if I can just cook it in this meal and get us all fed and happy, then I am okay. So that is what I'm doing. We are making spaghetti and meatballs in one pan. So I put my grass-fed meatballs in there. I found those at Target a while back, so yeah, I kept a hold of them. That's a pretty good price, but you can find them elsewhere. And then I found some of my tomato sauce that I canned last year, and then I took half of the batch and ended up freezing it just because I wanted to see how that went. And yeah, it was a little tricky. I put it in there in the oven at least for probably 20 minutes at 400, and then I tried to break it apart. Now I'm taking my pasta here and I'm just putting it in there, and I'm going as quickly as possible because I have a fussy baby right next to me, but I just don't like her near any hot stuff on the stove. I hope you all understand. So yeah, what I'm doing here is just stirring it, and then I'm going to put it back in the oven. I put some cheese on top of it, and then I end up just serving it. It's typically just my kids and I for dinner, but it's just been really busy lately. So I hope you enjoyed these recipes. I'm cutting my meatballs up here for my toddlers. Don't forget to drop down what you're stocking up on, or maybe some of your favorite pantry meals in the comments down below. I promise you I have some more Prepper Pantry related content coming at you very soon. If you're new here, we would love it if you hit that subscribe button. As always, stay adventurous, stay creative. Please enjoy this beautiful sunset, and I will catch you on the next one. Bye, everyone.
The blackbird inside your chest that calls on you to cry. You decided it was time for him to fly out of the darkness and into the light.